The Zestimate might be the most misleading number in real estate, and I see people make really expensive decisions because of it all the time. And I'm not talking about a few $1,000s. I'm talking about $30,000, $50,000, sometimes more depending on the property. Now, before anyone jumps in the comment, I'm not saying Zillow is useless. It's not. I use it. Everyone uses it. It's a starting point, but it is not a pricing strategy. It is definitely not a replacement for actual understanding of what a home is worth, because Zillow is doing one thing and one thing only. It is pulling data, square footage, beds, baths, recent sales in the area. That is it. It's not walking the property. And if you've actually been inside multiple homes in the same price range, you already know. That is where everything changes. It can take two houses, same square footage, same bedroom count, same general area, and one of them is worth $50,000 more than the other. Not because of the data, because of everything the data doesn't show. Data doesn't know if the house smells like smoke or cats the second you walk in. It doesn't know if the kitchen has been updated in 30 years. It doesn't know if the layout is awkward or if it flows well. It also doesn't know if the basement feels dark and unusable or if it's actually a great living space. And it most definitely does not know what's happening next door. You could have a beautifully updated home, and right next to it is a property that completely impacts the value. That matters a lot. And that's where the Zestimate breaks down. But here's the part that most people don't understand. And this is where the difference really is between just looking online and actually knowing what a home is worth. There are tools that real estate professionals use that go way beyond what Zillow can do. When I'm working with a seller, we are not pulling one number and calling it a day. We are looking at comparable sales. But we're not just matching numbers, we're analyzing them. We are adjusting for condition, upgrades, location, different nuances, sometimes literally block by block. Because two homes a few streets apart can perform very differently depending on what's around them. Then we look at something that almost no consumer is thinking about, but it actually matters a lot: the square footage accuracy. A lot of homes are listed with incorrect square footage, and that alone can swing value significantly. If a home is overstated, it can look like it should be worth way more than it actually is. And if it's understated, it can look like a deal when it's not, or the opposite. So instead of assuming, we verify. We can get measurements done so we know exactly what we're working with. That's not something Zillow is doing. Then there's a whole nother layer, past appraisals. Now, I'm not saying you rely completely on an old appraisal. Markets change. But if a property has been appraised before, that gives you an insight into how an appraiser looked at it comparable to other homes, what adjustments were made, and what factors actually impacted the value. That is real data, not estimated data. So when you combine accurate measurements, real comparable sales, condition adjustments, prior valuation insights, and actual experience walking properties, that is how you get to a number that reflects reality, not a range, not an estimate, true reality. And that's the difference between pricing a home correctly and guessing, because that's what the Zestimate is doing at the end of the day. It's an algorithm. It is guessing based on incomplete information. And the problem isn't that it exists. The problem is how people use it when they're making decisions. Buyers look at it and think, well, Zillow says it's worth this, so I'm not paying more. And then they miss out on the right house because they're anchored to a number that doesn't reflect what that home is actually worth in today's market. Sellers do the exact same thing, though. They see a number online and think, perfect, that is where we should list. Then the home hits the market and nothing happens. No showings, no offers, and then price reductions start. Then it's a race to the bottom because they were chasing a number that was never real in the first place. And once you start chasing the market down, you're already behind. That's how deals fall apart before they even start. Not because people are irrational, but because they're making decisions based on incomplete or misleading information. And the Zestimate by itself is incomplete. Again, it's not useless, it just doesn't tell the full story. A home's value is not just data. It's condition, layout, location, presentation, competition, and what buyers are actually willing to pay in that moment. Zillow can't fill a house. Zillow can't interpret a house. Zillow can estimate it, but it cannot evaluate it the way a professional can using real data, verified information, and actual on-the-ground experience. And that difference, that is where people either really make a smart move or a really expensive mistake. So I'm curious, when you look at a Zestimate, are you actually trusting it, or are you just using it as a jumping off point?